Oh. Too much power has been given to me.
Vindy has the best laughter on the Weeb Club.
Look, here's the thing. I know for a fact that this episode could be really, really like stale and dry, but I also have been given the keys to the castle in a sense, where I could single-handedly ruin this episode.
So,
it's a cute girl episode. That's just normal.
3, 2, 1.
今夜もミュージック君へのラッキー笑い合って抱き合って幸せにほらなれるように
Kraftsdwarf.
What?
This is...
It's
actually, this is your
Kraftsdwarf's
pick.
birthday! It's Kraftsdwarf's birthday!
Oh, yeah, it
It's
is.
Kraftsdwarf's birthday!
Oh yeah, no, I wanted to bring that up because we're recording this on my birthday. It's also Yunochi's birthday, the main character of
Whoa!
Hidamari Sketch, which is also my favorite anime, so it's like...
Wow.
It's perfect.
You self-identify as a lolly?
No, I just want to be your dad.
Oh. He's Cole Kraftsdwarf. I'm super into incest.
I have to
Look,
say,
every time her dad says something, I spiritually connect to it on a level I cannot describe.
We'll talk about it. Her dad was fucking great, but before we actually get into talking about anything, I need to say I need to put this out there into the world before we start this episode.
Uh-oh.
I know a secret about WattheWut that I'm not allowed to share, but if he pushes me too hard this episode, he pushes my buttons too much, all hell's getting let loose.
I can't believe he hates Hidamari Sketch.
This episode's gonna be fucking ruined, so he better fucking watch himself. He better watch himself.
I don't even understand what the words that are coming out with. Anyway, so yeah, we're watching... This is patron pick. We watched Hidamari Sketch Season 1, Season 2, and most of the specials because What is a dumb loser and didn't watch all the specials.
How the fuck did you know?
I didn't tell him.
How the fuck
That was the secret. Was that What didn't finish the show.
You literally told me in the Weeb Club chat. The public Weeb Club chat.
Well, as long as I wasn't the one who had to do it.
You were!
It was Kraftsdwarf himself.
What literally, while I was watching Red Man Kraftsdwarf, what literally calls me on Discord and goes, "Don't tell Kraftsdwarf that I didn't finish it, dude. Alright, you can't tell him."
He'd already said it, though, so it's funny. Anyway, next time Vindy, it's your pick. If you want to
we're watching
explain what it is.
Miracle Examiner Vatican, I think is the title.
Something like that. It's Vatican Miracle Examiner.
It's called I'm sick. I can't.
No, you're watching it.
I have
No,
an
you're
eye
watching it.
disease.
No,
it's only 12 episodes. But yeah, the reason we picked it is because, like, well, it happened after the end of the Sword no Toshimono episode where Vinny's like, God, I'm tired of all this big brain shit. Let's watch something stupid.
I hate
and
you.
I remembered this show.
I hate you.
And I checked my notes. And what the reason I read 2 lines out of my notes. One of them was like, okay, so the guy is pregnant now. And the second one was like, haha, the sister is deep throating that hot dog. And Vinny was like, okay, I need to pick this show.
I heard Hitler makes a guest appearance.
Yeah, that too.
There's just so many questions now about this show, and I think the Weeb Club is due for an Ichigo 100% Part 2. So I think this is our only course of action moving forwards.
So I want everybody to know this is my last episode of the Weeb Club. I really
No, it's
want to
not.
thank all of you for listening to this podcast this entire time.
How can you do that when there's a mixtape out now and another one on the way?
Well, you know what? We peaked. Better to
Another
end it while
one?
last.
Yeah, we're getting 2 mixtapes from 2 different people.
God.
I gotta
that's
go watch
right, 'cause
other
it's a
shows like
challenge.
Sad Boy Pilot Get In.
Well, you've already ruined an episode of my favorite anime, so let's just...
So
So yeah, this is the 4th time I've watched this show, but only the first time for you guys. So
Yeah.
First time for me.
Yeah, I said you guys.
But Vindy's
Yeah.
watched it like 1 episode before.
I watched the first episode a couple months ago, so I just rewatched the first episode. I didn't think that was enough to really count. I think we've even mentioned it on the Weeb Club before, because I mentioned I watched an episode of Hidamari when I was looking for something. I think I mentioned it when we watched Love Lab, because I was like, I wanted to watch something like Love Lab. I watched the first episode of Hidamari, and it wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah, on Twitter I was like, yeah, Vindy's watching Hidamari, because it like updated on your Twitter, so then and then you never watched it anymore. So I was like, sad.
This show is feminist as fuck. No male gaze, feminist. No male gaze, feminist.
Oh, you guys haven't even seen the full video yet.
We should also say, just to start this off,
Toxic masculinity gone. Oh, hello, yeah.
Can't have toxic masculinity if you have no men.
We just talked about Yuno's dad, and there are the boys who are looking at fucking.
And then there's the principal who keeps oppressing a female. So like.
Yeah, then there were the boys who thought they were gonna creep on Miyako, and then she was just wearing a t-shirt. Okay, so this was picked by the patrons. The patrons voted for this show. If you want to vote in a couple weeks after we go through all of our picks again for what show you want to see the Weeb Club talk about, head on over to patreon.com/weebclub. I think it's Weeb_club. No, it's just /Weeb Club, and give us money. Oh. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hidamari Sketch is a show that I liked a lot. I don't know if I'd say I love it yet, but from what it sounds like, because I enjoy it as much as I do now, the more I watch it, the more I'll.
That's very much how it's been for me. Like, I think I said that for season 1 specifically is like, I think when I first watched it, it took me like a month to watch season 1, and it didn't really click until season 2. So I think I gave season 1 like a 7 and season 2 like a 9. And every time I rewatched it, I raised season 1 up by 1 point. So it was an 8 after the second time I watched it, then a 9, and now I just said, fuck it, everything's a 10. Because, like, just starting the first episode got me so, like, seeing Sai and Hiro again and Hiro, and I just got so emotional, I just, like, fuck it, 10. Like, I just couldn't handle it. And I just think, like, another thing I wanted to bring up is that, like, season 1 especially is so, like, I just find it super visually interesting because it's like I think what sets it apart from some of the other, like, Shaft shows you can compare it to is that, like, this show, it's a show about nothing, more or less. Like, it's just so mundane that the fact that they use so much creative, like, visual. No, I mean, obviously it has themes, like,
CRAFTSDWARF, nothing. This show's about nothing. Don't watch it.
It's why it's anyway. But no, my point was like that. What's happening is so mundane, but the visuals are so not mundane that it like creates a kind of like dissonance. But it completely works for me, and I really like it for that. Like a lot of times I'm just like, okay, why the fuck did they make that? Like there is no show I'm interested in the production of, like hearing about what was going through the creators' heads through the production of, than Hidamari Sketch season 1, because it's just. Yeah, you guys talk about it. I
think
go
what makes season 1 so interesting to me is that, like, obviously there are budget constraints, right? Like, there's pictures I've seen from the TV version of 1. I know you're gonna see exactly what I'm about to post. I need to go find it because someone.
Is it the Miyako one?
No, it's a Yuno one. I'm pretty sure it's season 1. Let me find it.
You know what? I just realized. I think back when like Mirai Nikki was still like, pretty big in the fandom, right?
Oh god.
Back when Mirai Nikki was still pretty big in the fandom, I remember seeing a bunch of fucking weird Gasai Yuno, but with like in the Hidamari Sketch art style shit.
Oh.
Or like seeing Yuno from Hidamari Sketch as a Gasai Yuno. I remember seeing that a lot.
Kino?
Because Hidamari Sketch was like for a while, especially early Annie 2, the one that everybody was like one of the shows that everybody was like, whoa, everybody talk about it, whoa, oh, it's funny that nothing happens, whoa. Oh, funny meme, and it was like one of those shows, and I remember seeing it all the time. And then Glass Reflection was like, nothing happens, 6.5 out of 10.
I'm gonna fucking kill this man. See, because I'm like, nothing happens, 10 out of 10.
Well, look, here's the thing. I told CRAFTSDWARF and Vindy about this idea I had. Might happen. I want to make a thing called like slice of life shows are about nothing, and then be like, the nothing is everything.
Yeah.
And be like, haha, big brain time. But yeah, Hidamari Sketch has I like the first season is nothing but like the weird ways to get around the limited resources they had, where it's like
that's why. That's right. I thought it was interesting that we watched Gurren Lagann and Eizouken first, because season 2 has a Gurren Lagann references, because it aired like the year after, so the staff probably liked it and just slipped. They just put a Yuko and a Nia in there, and then also after watching Eizouken,
what, Nia?
Did I say Yuko? I meant Yoko.
You combined the two. We're gonna get. I want fan art right now of Yuno as dressed up as Yoko right now. And call her
No,
Yuko.
I want Yoko dressed up as Yuno actually, but
Why not
specifically.
both?
So what I was envisioning was Akiyuki
I was
Shinbo.
gonna-
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna finish my thought, because Eizouken, like, they had to make all these concessions and do creative things to get around their constraints, and that's what Hidamari Sketch is, basically, the first season especially. And it's also cool that even when they don't have those constraints, like season 2, it starts off, there's so much like great looking animation in the first episode, and just, but like they still keep some of the stylistic choices, like using, like when a character walks, they'll just show their footprints on a screen in a really simple like visual to show them walking, and it's good.
You see a lot of like where a lot of Shaft's like of Akiyuki Shinbo's influences like came from like his production of Hidamari Sketch, because it kind of bleeds into everything, especially like all you Bakemonogatari stands out there. I'm gonna be like Hidamari Sketch is the reason why you have your show stupid the way it is, because it's like Bakemonogatari does a lot of the tricks that like a lot of the stylistic things that Hidamari Sketch does, like especially with that transitions and the footsteps and the things like especially that season 1 does. It's interesting. Have you read the
I do want to watch Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, because I think it's a little older, like a year or so older than Hidamari Sketch, but it's also by Shaft, so I imagine it would have some similar tricks to it, so it's possible that Hidamari Sketch in itself, and of course, we're talking about creators with even longer histories, so have
you read any interviews from Akiyuki Shinbo?
I have not.
So
I don't think so, or not in a while. At least.
Think I found one, right, and I was reading it, and the production staff behind it, they were like, when their staff, like Akiyuki Shinbo was trying to find ways around like the production, the limitations that they had, and then so like one of them, like I think it was like the assistant director, I don't know the position name. They were talking, and they were like, they said Akiyuki Shinbo, if everyone's faith in you is what gives you your power, then I'll give everything I have to believe in you. So please win. And then Akiyuki Shinbo, his hand turned into a drill, and then he fucking...
Oh my fucking god! Vindy, do you hear this, man?
This is about the point I would have brought up that
Look,
what didn't finish
listen.
the show.
Listen,
So
listen,
I'm the only
listen.
one still on the Weeb Club who can give
It's
it
not
no
my
shit.
fault this time. There's a fucking Gurren
Patreon
Lagann
pick,
reference in the show.
CRAFTSDWARF'S
How are you
finish it.
expecting me to not
Second
fucking
Patreon
monkey
pick,
out
what
about
the what
Gurren
didn't
Lagann in the middle of
finish
this
it.
episode?
So third Patreon pick, I guess I'm not finishing it. The picks that our patrons, the people who give us money every month, want us to watch.
They're the
every
only ones
time
we haven't
one
actually
person
finished.
Doesn't respect him enough to finish their picks.
Well, what hates Hidamari Sketch? So anyway,
I don't. I just like it the least out of all of us.
Oh, I wanted to also say, because I was gonna guess who your favorite girls are, like for because and so I know you guys have only talked about the ones outside of the main four. So, Vindy, your favorite of the main four is Miyako?
Yeah, she does a big
knew it.
retard face. I love it.
Exactly, and a ponytail. But of course you probably like the landlady. I know you like the landlady a lot too, because you just tweeted about her.
I think landlady and teacher are my two favorite, but yeah, if we're talking exclusively in the main four, it's Miyako. Look at this fucking big retard face. I love it.
She has that face for like 90% of the show.
I know, I love it.
In the opening, so like the second opening, which I like better than the first one. There's like
oh no, I agree. I think like
it's so funny because like you see like Yuno does like a big dance, and then all you see is just Miyako just like on the side of the frame with that face just dancing.
I love how wide it gets too. It's depressive. I love it. She's so hot when she wears that fucking yukata to the fucking summer festival.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
But there's no male gaze.
There's no male gaze.
Well, I didn't gaze, so it's okay.
There's no male gaze. You just fat.
Close your eyes.
Yeah, no, look like white faces.
I wanted to make sure UTS said only correct things.
White faces.
I love that. I love that.
Also, I want to ask a question.
What's your question?
Oh wait, what's favorite? Well, actually, I know what's.
Well,
favorite.
I'm gonna get to that in a second. How wide can we get?
Wider. Always wider. You think you stopped? You think that's enough? Wider.
It's never enough. But I'm gonna just go on a limb. What your favorite in the main four was Yuno?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I kind of guess because small
Imagine
anxiety.
picking her up. What?
Oh no! I should have fucking guessed.
The X is for no, but I say yes.
But yeah, it's like see, holy shit, I hate you.
But there's two of them, so they negate. I'm kidding. It's a joke. There's no male gaze. It's feminist.
God, you're such a fucking something else.
You should, see, they're all real. I love all the characters though. But it's like
You never mentioned who outside of the main four I like.
I know because you just fucking said it.
Who?
Yoshinoya.
Huh.
You've been jacking off about the teacher for like a while. Like I know already. I don't need to guess. Like I love. Okay, in the episode where they went to the zoo. And, like, there's a joke at the end where she, like, they were joking about weird rumors, and she comes in and she, like, corrects them on one of the rumors and then leaves.
Look.
Yeah, she's great.
She's the horniest character in this entire show, and that says a lot, because this is one of the horniest shows I've ever seen in my life. This woman, every second she gets is in a fetish outfit, or cosplaying, or just, shaking her tits around.
It's like one of the first like 3 episodes. She's like modeling for the class, and she like is wearing like this pink dress, and Miyaka's like, "Sensei, that's too hard to draw." And she's like, "You're right, I have to take it off." And she takes off, and she's wearing a maid costume underneath.
And it's like
she's
the same Sakuga
"That's harder to
shaking
draw."
around.
Yeah, and Miyaka's like, "Sensei, that's harder to draw." And so then she goes to a wedding dress. And every time, her crying after she gets scolded by the principal is so funny.
The principal's
God.
with a dildo for a head. He's always like running after. That's why this show has toxic masculinity in it. Because this male principal keeps going after this strong, independent woman. It's like, come on now.
No, she's just preaching body positivity to her class.
Yeah, feminism. No
No,
male
you
gaze.
just reminded me. Her voice actress is dead.
No.
That's a way to bring down this fucking...
I know. Well, like, when I fucking watched the show, like, the second time, I fucking started crying in the OP because she showed up, and I was like, I remembered, and I was like, fuck.
Now you're making me
And that's part of why, like, because there's more to it, like, the anime adapts up to the second year, and there's 3, the third year is in progress, but, like, it's very unlikely to be
so
more
that means
because,
fucking Sae and, Hiro are gone now in the manga?
they show up on occasion, but
No, they're
it's
dead.
like, they're not...
Vindy, fuck you.
But they're not students at the school anymore.
They're out in
so
the world.
sad.
Well, like, because even in these episodes, we see Masato, one of the senpais, like, she shows up in one episode. You know? So, like, it would be expected that Sai and Hiro are going to do the same. But, because I do want to say, like, as much as I love these earlier seasons, like, the show, I do think gets better, or at least for me, it gets better, like, the more I engage with it, and the more of, like, I think seasons, like, what you watched my video because you weren't digging the show, and then you rewatched it, and it's like, oh, Hidamari Sketch is good because the video had themes. And, like, what the later seasons add is just so good, because, like, we didn't even get to Nazuna, who I think is, like, you know, there's, like, a notable chunk of my video where I talk about her, because I think she's really important. But it was, another thing I like about, is there even, like, spoilers, like... I guess we're already talking about the
spoilers,
show.
But I wanted to go back because I never got to finish what I was going to say about the visuals in season 1. Which is, like, I think it's super interesting because, like, you can tell that there's stuff that was done out of budgetary constraints, right? But there are also things that can't just be budgetary constraints.
No.
Like,
right, because what I remember what was watching episode, he's just like, what the fuck, random, like, he was talking about the photograph thing, which that one was budget constraints. Like, I've heard a quote that apparently the Shaft, like, thing at the time was like, if it's too complicated to draw, use a picture. So they'll literally cook food and take a picture of it because it's easier than drawing it, I guess, or finding pictures of it, or clocks, or there
was one time where there was a bust of the principal's head, like a clay mold. And it was a picture of it. And I was like, there's no way that it is easier to get clay, sculpt a fucking bust of the principal's head, and take a picture of that than if you just drew something that you're already drawing a bunch. Right?
Stop. What?
Am I
Like,
wrong? Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
I'm gonna fucking stab you.
And I think that, like, you know, there's even in one of the specials for season 1.
Yes, in the ass.
It starts with... I'm just gonna keep
Vindy,
going.
go on.
I'm ignoring y'all.
No.
Even in, like, the specials for season 1, one of them starts with, like, a model of their apartments being blown up.
That joke just destroys me every time because I never see it coming, and it just happens. And I'm like, and I'm dead. I'm fucking dead.
Well, yeah, it's so cool because like there's so much of that where I think that like there's just legitimate like season 1 of Hidamari, because of the way it mixes. Like there's the episode where they go shopping and there's a bunch of pictures of real food alongside them, and I think it just adds such like a unique visual style that I don't know if I've seen in another anime. And I'm not gonna say that. Because obviously, I think it gets more shaft, or not more shaft, but like it goes less into that and has, you know, obviously a higher budget for season 2.
Okay, so season 2, the first fucking episode, season 2 fucking starts with Sakuga. The entire first half of the first episode of season 2 is nothing but Sakuga, and I felt like I was like, what the hell's happening? It's just been nothing but like smooth animation the entire time, and I was like, holy shit.
I imagine. I'm pretty sure it's because like the show is successful, so that they were able to like allocate more resources for it and whatnot. But yeah, exactly. So it's like you have like this running animation, like the head pat, the adorable head pat.
Yeah,
and just like it. Well, and it also has like one of my favorite single scenes in the show, which is when Yuno gets her nickname from Mia. Because I did a whole video on that scene basically, but
Well, I think there are moments like that almost throughout, like you know, even in season 2, there's one time where it's when Sae and Hiro get into that fight, and Hiro's eating all that food at the like lunch table or whatever, complaining about the fight, and like I don't think I've ever seen an anime girl eating food being so well animated, right? Like there's all this emotion to it. For her just shoveling food in her mouth, complaining about her and her friend's fight.
Right, like it's they put so much like creativity and like skilled animation and like interesting visuals into like I said, the most mundane anime. One of the like, or maybe not most, like even compared to like we just watched Koisuru Asteroid, and these are characters with like ambition and stuff. Like, you know, it's not as like, and they're going and looking at asteroids and shit. So, you know, it's still like a slice of life thing, but it's not that mundane in that sense, you know, like like a lot of these episodes are just the characters sit at a table and just talk, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the entire point of Hidamari, right, is like every episode's a day in their life. But like I think the one thing I was gonna say is like it does make me sad a little bit because I think that as the show gets clearly a better budget and it kind of dips away from using IRL photos as much, I do think the show loses some of what I thought was so interesting about season 1 visually. Because I don't know if I can think of another anime I've seen that really uses IRL photos mixed into the show in that way.
The one that always gets me is there's like a bag of bread and like Yuno grabs the bread, but it's a photo, so they have to like use multiple photos to create this kind of like stop motion animation effect with it, and it's like
and then my Chad just bites the bread out of her hand.
She does it twice.
I know.
Consume.
Did you eat breakfast? Bread. And she's like, no, I did not eat breakfast.
Consume the bread.
Like, that's also an example of them, you know, like it uses the exact same animation twice, so that's an easy budgetary way to get over something, but still have a funny joke.
God. Okay, so
I'm trying to think of what else I specific. Or go on.
Well, so something interesting, at least what I was thinking, right, is so. Me personally, of course, I'm the odd one out because I wasn't that much of a fan for most of it. And I know why. Because watching this show, I realized, I was like, this is the most fucking CRAFTSDWARF show in the history of CRAFTSDWARF shows. Like, this is paced like an old folks' home, CRAFTSDWARF. Like, this is paced like a goddamn fishing trip. Right? Or like your grandpa telling you about the fucking war or some shit.
I actually wanted to ask, have you seen a lot of Yashike before? Like, have you watched Flying Witch, Aria, Bartender, Mushishi? Have you watched any of those?
I watched Flying Witch, and I remember liking Flying Witch, but that's also because Flying Witch is fan service in plain sight.
Oh, so that's because she's hot.
How about you fucking stop?
Listen, no, but like,
What's broken by AniTube? That's what I'm learning.
Well, you know what, Vindy? You know what, CRAFTSDWARF? This show is full of passion because it's about characters that have to deal with themes of loneliness and inadequacy.
Motherfucker.
And you know
I'm gonna
what?
kill this man.
This show is also feminist, and there's no male gaze. But anyway,
You haven't even watched that video yet.
Like, so anyway, I figured out why is because, like, I feel like this is a show that I would have to rewatch in order to like, because I was watching, or like more, because there's a lot of times where, like, there is moments where I'm like, wow, yeah, that's kind of fucking Kino. And then there's, like, moments in between where I'm like, so it's just, it's just like,
I'd say that, like, because yeah, there's good stretches, like the meaningful bits are kind of like scattered throughout, like some, for me a lot of, but even for me, like the parts that aren't as like meaningful to that theme, you know, that I did the video on, or the, you know, are still like I just love the characters and I love the way they interact, and like I just think they're really well written and their personalities are really like, you know, clear. And because like that's the thing is like this part of the reasons why it's my favorite anime is because like I've read the manga twice. And they add a lot, and they cut some stuff too. Like, especially for seasons 3 and 4, is like there's a lot of chapters sort of left on the cutting room floor from that school year. But like, so Chika, Sai's sister, like she, like I rewatching it, I didn't never really notice before how they build up to her, and they sort of like she send the New Year's card in the first episode, and then like so they sort of gradually like Mia and Yuno are reading Sai's stories, and they're about two siblings, and one of them's moving away. You know, like there's all these little like you know, because she's an anime original character.
Right.
The first canon manga appearance of Chika isn't adapted until season 4. So it's like they added like, and that's why one of the reasons I like the adaptation is because like they just really understand the material well enough, because like what are her whole conflict is like she wants to be at Hidamari because she's like younger than her sister and she wants to be more mature, and that's like, yeah, maturity, growing up, like that's kind of the whole thing. And so like they add this character that really like embodies that idea, and like that's part of one of the reasons why I like the anime, you know, a lot, because what they add and what they focus on, just they really like another good one is there's a joke in the manga where in the episode where Yuno finds like the sketchbook in the trash at school, and it's like, and she gets hit with her anxiety about it because she's like, wow, this good artist isn't allowed to pursue their dream. And that's part of like the whole thing with the episode. But in the manga they kind of make a joke with it, where she feels like trash, so she picks up the book and goes into the trash. But the anime cuts out that joke because it kind of like undercuts the what they're doing with that specifically, where they're being a little bit more serious with it. So like stuff like that. Like basically it's like I like it as an anime, and because it just adds so much. And we've even talked about the how they handle time. And
yeah, I was just saying, because you mentioned like the build-up. I think there are some times where specifically because of the way I think that things are, because it's out of chronological order, and I don't know if the manga does this as well, but I think
no, it does not. The manga, the first chapter in the manga is the first episode of season 2.
Okay.
Which is chronologically basically the first thing. Mia
right.
and Yuno meeting. Mia and Yuno meeting. Yeah.
So I think there's some interesting times where we both have we'll see we'll see what something is. Like, I'm pretty sure we saw what you could consider a build-up for Chika after we'd already met Chika. Like, but it was before they met Chika, as well as, you know, the build-up for things can be really interesting because it's not in chronological order.
Yeah, like
which I like.
Yes, they'll do it. Like the one joke they did, like they had the one episode where they did with the silica gel packets under Mia's floor, and then a later episode it's like storming, and there's basically a joke where there's a little sight gag where there's water running to some of the silica gel packets, and like Sai steps in it and stops the flow of water, because they don't know about that yet, because the episode that happened was like chronologically later when it was actually earlier in the show. So it's like a joke that only works the way they did it, and the way like the caterpillar turning into a moth, like they build up to that at first, and then there's like one part where they're like, oh, that caterpillar turned into, that they're like a little, because that's after that happened, but then we see it it's so
yeah, no, there's a lot of like cool stuff like that I like honestly just like super enjoyed. And I just think like even like just the format of the show I really enjoy. Like I like that every episode, you know, is one day, right? Like every episode ends with Yuno in the bathtub reflecting on the day.
And it
not always. Like
no, well, there's other characters too. Like when like there's the or they'll sometimes like split it in half. Like there's one episode that's like the first half was like, or one half was like Hiro and one half was Sai, and both individual halves started with like them in the morning and them in the bath.
Well, because like it portrays the passage of the day very clearly with the beginning and very clearly with the end. Almost
That's what I'm saying though, is that I like that structure.
Yeah. So
and then sometimes it'll skip ahead. Like, what didn't watch, or did you watch Polaroid on the one with the camera? What?
Are you talking about the special, or are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a special. It's a season 2 special.
No, then I didn't, because here's the thing.
Well, because
here's the reason why. I don't torrent because I'm going to once this fucking PC's parts come in. So of course I couldn't fucking find it, and I was like, I gave up. I was like, well,
okay. Well, if you just said that, I wouldn't have bullied you so hard, because that's a different thing. And like, if you'd asked earlier, I could have given you the episodes, but oh well, too late. But no, I was gonna. So I'll spoil a little bit, because the punchline is. Well, actually, I won't spoil it. But Vindy, you know what I'm talking about, where it's like after the characters go to sleep, there's a punchline afterwards when they wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
I love that joke.
Yeah, it's good. And like, I mean, I think my favorite moment of the show might be. Well, no, one of my favorite moments definitely though is the end of season 2 when they all sing the OP in the bathtub. Yes. Fucking Kino. And so, you know, obviously I'm not saying that, like, specifically the fact that it's Yuno at the end in the bathtub every time, but it's that I like the format being, you know, it starts and we see just, like, a day, like, an episode is a day, right? And it ends with Yuno or whoever in the bathtub reflecting on the day. Generally, those, like, you know, Yuno will say something about the day and then the episode ends. It's, like, really comfy and nice. And, like, I think part of the problem is, you know, like, for me personally, I watched 16 goddamn episodes of this show today.
Yeah.
I almost passed the fuck out. Like, this show was making me sleepy. I wasn't bored.
Look.
But, like, I was getting sleepy after, like, I was at, like, episode 12, and, like, I was about to eat dinner, and I was like, I'm going to kill myself, because I'm so tired right now.
No, I think, this show and ESGK in general, I think, are better, or maybe, at least for me, is, like, I normally watch the show one episode a day, you know, like, and like part of the reason I connected it to, because like I'd come home from work, I'd get in bed with my laptop and I just watch an episode and pass out, you know, sometimes I'd fall asleep during the episode and then have to watch it again in the morning, but so this is like the fastest I've watched a show, where I'd watch as many as like 3 or 4 episodes a day sometimes. Obviously it was unnecessary because we delayed the discussion like twice, but right, so you guys had to watch like 20 to 30 episodes in the last couple days, so it's like really, like, you know, and you know, like you said, it's like, yeah, you would have maybe enjoyed it a little bit more if you'd watched it slower, and you will have after this, because we don't have a deadline.
Yeah, like the rest of Hidamari, I'm gonna watch probably an episode every 2 days until I finish it, because I'm definitely finishing it. Like I enjoyed it enough that I want to keep watching. I just know for a fact, like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to watch, like, this show is not meant to be watched at the pace.
It's not meant to be binged, right? Like, you know, 10 episodes a day is way too much. Even like 3 or 4 was, you know, getting to be like, as much as I love this show, you know, I wish I could watch it a little slower, you know.
Yeah, and you're saying that after watching, like, you know, 4 episodes a day.
Oh no, yeah, like I could probably do like that. Well, no, I have trouble watching anything that many episodes a day. So
there's a couple things, because I know this is like, as you watch more anime, you realize more about your tastes. And personally speaking, I like good shows with good writing and relatable characters. Just kidding. So
unlike Hidamari, no.
So Hidamari Sketch is so technically, wouldn't Yoru Camp be seen as an Iyashike?
Yeah, it has relaxing stuff. Like just where they're chilling out and stuff. So yeah, I guess that's another one you did like. So
K-On is also, I think, another one that would.
K-On is definitely not Iyashike.
I wouldn't consider it's too hot. Like that one, and like non-Biori I also didn't like, because like half of non-Biori was like good healing Iyashike, and the other half was like way too hyper comedy.
So I think
for me, so
because I remember liking Yoru Camp a lot, I really just think that Hidamari Sketch is like super laid back, and it's made to be watched 1 episode a day, like the show, because it's like the show is an entire day.
Oh, there's people who do like,
or even 1 episode a week, like how it came out on television.
Shut the fuck up, you whore.
If it's at the end, like imagine if it's at the end of a late night anime block. So you watch like 4 shows, you know, maybe one of them's one of those hyper cute girl shows, maybe like there's like an action show or some kind of shit, and then the last show's Hidamari. You watch it, it's nice and calm, and you go to bed afterwards. Like that's, you know,
what I've heard of people doing is they'll watch the episode on the day, basically.
That's fucking Kino.
Yeah, so so it'll literally take them a year to watch, like, or if you want to go that far, 2 years if they're gonna like watch it year by year, because then they're watching, because like season 3 adapts like parts of episodes from the first, like chapters from the first year still, like they kind of so so you'd have to like watch like half of this episode on this day. Of course, if you want the actual just chronological watch, you could just read through the manga. But watching it would still be different because of the things they add, and you get to see like the consistency. Like there's the joke with Yuno not knowing the landlady,
right?
Stuff like that.
And then we see Yuno and the landlady interact, and you don't think about it. And then later at the sports festival, you see her first meeting the landlady for the first time.
And then the best one was in season 2 where they go into room 203, and Hiro just has Yuno's eyes covered the whole time because. I just think it's funny. But anyway, I guess moving to spoilers, even though like we kind of already talked about spoilers. But
there's because I want to finish my point. Basically, it's like,
oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
Because like I was realizing that like again, I'm what speed D reader over here, and like I'm realizing that like if I just like understood, because I was like, I feel like I was like watching it and just because. I feel like, especially the way you were describing it, you liked it more in the second rewatch. It's like the appeal of this show is watching these people who you've come to learn, and it's like watching them interact. It's like talking to somebody after that you know and you love. Like after. Oh,
there was like there's 2 things, or at least one thing I want to mention where that just like, things I only noticed this time, and sorry, go on.
No, because I was like, because the entire time I'm thinking about like, because I didn't think it was bad at any point. I feel the entire time I was like, I feel like I would be enjoying this, and like if I rewatched it after knowing everything. So it's like, I feel like if I watched all of Hidamari and then maybe a year came back on it, I would like it better, right? But I feel like upon the first rewatch, not knowing anything and just watching for the first time, I'm sort of like, yeah, it's whatever. But then, I'm thinking like, well, when you first meet someone and you first talk to them, you don't think anything of it. You're like, yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, that's a good point, because you are literally living with these characters in a sense, like because of how closely the audience is like with them throughout their whole days. So that makes sense.
Yeah. It's so like I'm like,
because I will say it didn't become my favorite anime until I watched it the second time. Like I always really liked it, but I don't think I gave a season higher than I might have given like the graduation special, like the ending of the show, like a 10. But I don't think so it was one of my favorite anime, but I didn't consider the whole thing my absolute favorite anime until the second time I watched it. I'm pretty sure, which was like 2015, 2016 about. So
yeah, but I feel like I'm not genetically predisposed to chill, especially not me. I live in a
no wide twitch muscle fibers.
Fast twitch muscle fibers, please.
I said wide. I know what
Vindy
I fucking
ruined
said.
the fucking joke. I got the joke and I just didn't want to say anything.
I can't believe it. Holy
me.
shit, Vindy, you unfunny man.
But like, yeah,
God.
This show, and I was like watching it, and I'm like, I like these characters. It's just like I don't like them enough. It's like there's like I like the things that are happening. I just don't like them enough. And I feel like if I just rewatched it again, I would like it way more. I feel like that's the entire reason why I'm like kind of just like, whatever, and like.
Well, yeah, because I also think people have that issue with the characters in seasons 3, because the seasons 3 and 4 add Nori and Nazuna, who you actually kind of glimpse in one of the specials, and people generally don't like them as much, but they also haven't spent as much time with them, and me, who's now watched the show more, I honestly like Nazuna a lot, even though Nori is probably my least favorite of the characters, I still also like her a bunch,
I feel like that's the entire like point of the show, is that like this is not meant to be like a one and go. You cannot watch this show and get it and like it in one go. You would have to rewatch it in order to like it better. Because from what I'm understanding, like there is this general like thing around us, like that like it was not until rewatching it that you appreciate it more. I know it's just kind of like, yeah, I get that.
It'd be one thing if I just made a review on it and then just said it was a 6 because it had nothing going on.
But it's just I feel like it is basically like the embodiment of that idea of what slice of life is. and that's why like
Mhm.
it's if you're gonna skip the spoilers before you do, I just want to say this is a show I think you should watch if you like are into slice of life, because it does embody sort of like the entire like what is the word that I'm looking for? The entire
Genre? Not that's
like
easy.
it's
so
the
you
X
can
of
get
the
that.
genre. The word the conceit is the conceit of the genre.
Mm. The emotional
definitely
core of
Yeah,
it.
the emotional
maybe?
core of the entire genre is that nothing is everything. Yeah. So like yeah. Maybe if I rewatch it someday I'll like it better. But you know, until then I'll appreciate all of the non-male gaze that is inside this show.
All right, let's go into spoilers.
Spoilers.
Even though, like I said,
Spoilers.
we've already talked about things.
Spoilers.
Well, I think this is just now we can talk more about like specific episodes.
Yeah.
Like,
It's so fucking
how-
hot.
So, Vindy and Craftsdwarf. I can't
I
like
said
Miyako.
Yoshinoya is so hot.
I can't like Miyako. She's fucking trash. You want to know why?
Why?
This bitch,
Why?
this bitch reveals to me that she has a stinky foot fetish, and I go,
Wait,
no
what?
thanks, no thanks.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
No.
So funny
be
though. I
gone,
love her.
be gone.
Don't you just
Gross.
want to smell shoes?
No.
And the
No.
dude who just gave her the
No.
shoes is like, what the fuck?
No.
What the fuck?
No, no.
I thought you were gonna
funny.
bring up the look. Okay, the third time I watched the show, the joke where she says, "You can call me Yoshiko," had me on the floor because, like, only because of the context from Love Live and Knowing You, like.
Yeah, so there's two. I'm sorry, she's a fucking trash character. I hate her.
No,
this
no.
bitch,
No.
smelling
How dare you.
feet, smelling dirty feet, dirty socks, dirty shoes, saying her name is Yoshiko. Get out of my face, you thought.
Well, Yohane probably has stinkier fetishes than just feet.
However, we must talk
That's
about
true.
Sensei, Yoshinoya Sensei, who is a girl and a gamer.
Oh, that's right.
I love her. I love the episode where it's New Year's and she gets kicked, or maybe not New Year's, maybe summer vacation, I think, and she gets kicked out of her house and is just wandering around because she can't go home.
She is the most horny person on planet fucking Earth. Like what? Like
She's also retarded.
every single
Well-
shot with her is just this. This is all she is. This is the world this is how she just exists in. It's like what the fuck?
No, well, see, it's like, yeah, she's really like, she's stupid, but she also has like moments where she's like, so I mentioned earlier about how she like overheard, when she came back to get her flag, I think that she left behind, she overheard them talking and then she corrected them. Early in the episode, Saya's talked about how her hero, like, or how her teacher, like, dismissed or criticized her, how she draws animals, and then Yoshinoya swoops in to tell her, like, wow, I like the way you drew that animal. Because she overheard her and knew exactly what to do as a teacher. Like, God.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know she has Vulcan hearing because of that one time they're talking about they're talking about, like, Miyako and Yuno are having the conversation of, like, are they having a fight of passion when Saya and Hiro are fighting? And
Well, that was like the next season, but yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, again, like, we know she has, like,
Time
superhuman
travel,
hearing, so she's using that. Well,
Right,
no, but what I'm saying is,
Well,
she
no,
does-
yeah, I gotcha. No, it's she's so good.
It's so like also she said she also says pretty based lines like you're more daring with the blacks in this one.
I was like,
I thought you were gonna say, wow, Yuno sure has a nice tight butt.
Well, okay, Craftsdwarf. I watched this show. I watched the first episode, and I go, huh, this is whatever. And then we were talking about the video we're gonna talk about for EWB, and they were talking about it. So I'm like, yeah, that's pretty weird that he would say that. I go on the fucking second episode, turn it on. The first shot is of Yuno's tits smushed up against her pillow, and the next
And then,
cut
like, the
is of her
second
ass
cut.
shaking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the horniest shit I've ever seen in my life. What do you mean? There's no
Yeah,
romance?
and I posted. Well, I'll
Yeah,
post
the
it
image again
because it's so. I love this image.
it
because
highlights
it's
a
basically,
lot.
Yeah, no, well, because let me find it because the author
What is that?
is
Snack.
so this is this comes from like her dojins and some of her other stuff, like where she basically talks about how like she's horny for girls and high schoolers. Like, the one that gets me is there's a line, like, that she's like, man, I'm just thankful that big boobs exists. And that just radiates such Chaos Sensei, like, energy. Because she had the joke where she's like, thank you, God, for big boobs. And, like, so, yeah, Ume Sensei is just her.
Like, just, Jesus Christ, like, all of this, like, she's in the anime on the roof, awoogaing every single episode. I'm like,
Wait, what the what? Did you read that? Let me read one of the comments from this. Fours is interesting. The academy parts are fun, and the girls show a lot of skin, so I'm in the danger of having nosebleeds early in the morning. For some reason, their school uniforms have knee socks. Thank you very much. So this bitch watches Kamen Rider Fours and just talks about how horny it makes
hold
her.
the fuck, Kamen Rider Forze.
The one that gets me is she's like, man, the Araragi sisters are so cute.
They are.
Let me brush your teeth.
Uh-oh.
Yeah?
Uh-oh.
I mean, are we gonna act like the toothbrushing scene
No,
from fucking
I just
Nisei Monogatari is not
No,
like one of the hottest scenes in anime
Chibiko-chan's
history?
tiny little butt is so nice. The pain from
Well-
putting Chibiko-chan on my lap and having her bony butt on my legs would be nice too. The way she's so tiny and thin is so cute. CRAFTSDWARF, I didn't know you and this mangaka.
Why do you think I like this series? Because I emotionally connect to the author.
Mega Rafix, if you were listening to this right now, clip this. He has admitted it.
No, but it's like, well, and this also, like, because I don't like the male gaze complaint because of, like, how it's, like, only men can be attracted to women when the author is clearly this, like,
This bitch
lesbian
is,
who's
like,
horny as shit.
Super horny. She is hornier than all of us in this room combined, and that's saying something.
Yeah, because I'm never horny.
Neither am I. To be clear.
Well, shit.
Well, shit. Well, CRAFTSDWARF, that's still not a knock against you because she's hornier than you, and that says a lot. Like I don't how I'm not gonna put this in, but there's basically it's Hiro in the bath naked with her full tits out, and I'm like, how do you watch this show and have such a small brain that you think there's
Like,
no
the
male
only
gaze?
point of defense I can give to that video is that he only watched the first season, but, like, you're literally mentioning things from season 1, so it's not even like that's a really good excuse because, like yes, there's some specific scenes we might mention are in season 2 and not season 1, but still, like. Like the ones you mentioned about, like, Yuna's tits and her ass in episode 2, that was season 1, episode 2. Like, come on.
I don't understand it. But okay, so there's one big brain thing I want to say before you guys go big brain, because this is all I'm going to say. So, Yuno is my favorite character for obvious reasons, because her entire thing is that she tries her best, but she's too afraid to, like, you know, she's afraid of being out in the world trying to do things by herself. Like,
yeah, because she doesn't know what she wants to do.
Yeah.
Like, she knows she likes art, but that's not specific enough for her. Anyway, go on.
yeah, like she's trying to find a goal. And there's like the one episode where Kishi's in there and she's like showing her the film. They asked her why did she want to do films instead of doing like art. And she's just like, well, I wanted this. I got interested in art through the paintings, but then I went to college and I saw like the films and whatever. And she was like, I wanted to see what the world was like on the other side of the viewfinder. I just became like captured in that world, right? And it's like, yeah, and then like, you know, you just see her face like Miyako saves her because she said her dream. What was her fucking dream again? She was like sleeping in class and she's like, my dream is to fucking find a rabbit or something.
Some fucking retard thing, but she's great.
Yeah, some Vindy thing. And it was like, and like, it was because like, Yuno's like has like this connection with Kishi because she's like, she sees Kishi as like, you know, in their video you talked about, you know, she's trying to be more mature, and in Kishi she sees both like the maturity aspect and someone who's fully realized like what she wants to do.
Yes.
Right.
That's honestly one of my favorite episodes, and I'll bring up a couple more points, but keep going.
But the episode that got me was the episode after that, which was like the festival where like she's sleeping, right? She she tried as hard as she could on her sketch or painting, and she was like freaked out because it wasn't done, and she was freaked. She's like, no, maybe I need to finish it. I don't know what to do. But then everybody loved it, and they were saying,
and they're reading things into it that weren't intentional, which is like interesting for us because we're artists and we talk about that kind of, or we talk about art so much that it's like, you know, authorial intent and stuff.
Yeah.
But
and like they're like, this empty space is you, like, and I was like, that's fucking great because it's like you're working on the festival, but it also represents that she still doesn't have anything that she wants to do yet, and she's still filling it out, right? It's intentionally left undone to symbolize a lot of
But
things.
she wants to finish it eventually.
Yeah, like,
actually, you're by the way, you're picking up on things I haven't noticed. Like, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Like, that was...
Though it might have been the translation, because I might, like... Because, you know, obviously, like, yeah, she hasn't finished with it yet, and, you know, so she sees that as her failure, but go on.
It's just, like, that's another thing about the art. It's, like, she, like... Another thing that's interesting is the fact that Miyako is the one who's closest to her as her friend, because Miyako is the complete opposite. She's great at so many things. She's, like, she wants to do whatever the fuck she wants to do. She doesn't care what she does as long as she, like, thinks it's fun or whatever. And there's that one scene that like, really nails, like, really, like, pushes it in there, is the fact, like, the stairs when they have to go up and sketch something. And Miyako just fucking runs up. She doesn't give a shit. She just runs up. And then Yuno just looks at it and goes, and breathes in and goes, okay, here we go. And takes one step at a time really slowly. But they're still both going to the same place. And it's like...
Yeah.
And Miyako the entire time is, like, calling her, telling her to keep coming with her. And that's emulated in that episode where she's, like, talking with the painting. Because it's not Yuno who submitted the painting. It was Miyako. She saw it and was like, this good shit! And grabs it and runs and turns it in. Like, that's why, like, I feel like the show kind of highlights the fact that you need someone in your life to, like, just kind of say, fuck you, you're doing it anyway, bye. It's like...
Oh, yeah. I can see why you connected to it.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, that's pretty neat.
Did you have anything you want to say about those episodes? Because I have some other points, Vindy. Or what?
Those episodes? No, I have other episodes I want to talk about.
You can talk about those episodes.
I want to bring the... Yeah, okay, so I really love how, like early in the episode, there's, like, the thing with the lottery ticket, and you see Mia being, like, Vindy, I don't know if you saw, but I posted a screen caps of her, like, talking about how she'd, like, if she won the lottery, she'd divide it all in the banks, and I'm like, oh, look, it's Kaiji Part 6.
God damn it.
Well, like, but... what I really love is at the end of the episode, she, like, Yuno's moping because she, you know, because that was also the episode with the painting that ended up in the sketchbook that ended up in them. So she's, you know, seeing, like, this, you know, Kishi, this graduate who, you know, has something she's pursuing, and this other student who wasn't able to pursue what they wanted, and she's having anxiety and moping about it, and Mia's like, can I stay at your place tonight? Like, she recognizes that Yuno needs someone there, and she's there to help, because she's so good. And the other thing was, like, Kishi seems so mature to Yuno, but, like, the whole time Yoshino... Yeah. Well, no, yeah, her parents, and Yoshinoya is also, like, going back, like, oh, are you still with your boyfriend? And she's like, that was high school. Like, her childishness is, like, she's more mature now, but she's still, you know, like, yeah, her parents still, are concerned for her. She's still a child, like, and yeah, like, I didn't even thought about it before, but you can connect the parents, they're kind of like Yuno's parents, where they just sort of, you know,
overbearing, and, like, they still treat her as, like, a child.
Right.
They were watching her movie, and the parents, their parents were like, it was so beautiful, right, honey? Yeah, it was so great. And they go outside, right, and they're like, Yuno's talking to Kishi, and then the parents both put their hands on both of them. They're like, ah! Like, that was good. I was like, yeah, pretty neat.
And I just think, like, the message of the episode is good because, like, you know, kids are kind of, like, even pushed to, like, oh, you gotta know what you're gonna do. Like, that's why you gotta go to college. You gotta find your dreams. So you're, like, you're 18. You don't know what the fuck you want to do. So, like, you know, the whole thing of, like, not, you know, you know, if you have a dream, you can, you know, it doesn't need to be delivered, you know, you don't need to jump into it immediately. And if you don't have a dream, like, it can come with timing, and you never know what will happen to. I just think that's really important and good, and that's, you know, that's one of my favorite episodes from season 1, or this, and this, God. Anyway, Vindy, what episodes do you want to talk about?
There are 2 episodes specifically that I really, really liked, and I feel weird because I didn't like them for all this gay thematic analysis. Well,
that's fine.
You can probably pull some shit from one of them.
Kiss my ass.
My 2 favorite episodes were, like, I think the summer festival was fucking great. Because, like, part of the episode was just about Miyako just kind of, like, chasing her... Like, you know, she chases what she wants, right? Like, she thinks she hears the fireworks at one point and starts running off ahead of everyone. And then they're like, man, was she really possessed by a fox spirit? And then she heard this shaved ice that was in Hiro's room.
She just busts down to Yuno's bathroom like, Yuno, are you shaving ice in here? And Yuno's just like, what the fuck? And then she's like, no, it's not from here. And she leaves. She's so good.
Yeah, so I like it a lot. I thought that was...
I also like the fucking joke where Yoshinoya is fucking being an exhibitionist, and she's like flashing Hiro. Like she's
She's the horniest person in existence. Like, what the fuck? Okay, like the fact that she like made the New Year's cards, right? And she like made it for everybody, but everybody got a unique one. It's like just she like after the festival, she's like, the principal said I couldn't do it because it was too erotic, so fuck him. I'll do it myself after the festival. You guys don't want the festival to end right, so I'll make sure it never ends. And the principal's like, God damn it, I told you to stop. Why are you still doing this?
I can't believe Brooke hates Yoshinoya. Same voice actor. But anyway.
I got it! You didn't have to explain the joke!
Well, Vindy didn't seem to get it.
Well, Vindy also has the same amount of brain cells that Miyako has, so it's like...
I can't make a retard face that good, so don't you dare. That means
Miyako's actually pretty smart, so shut up.
Well,
alright, Crossroad doesn't come to bat for me, he comes to bat for the fucking anime character. I see how it is.
Indirectly, I come to bat for you.
Also, the other episode I just loved was the one where Chika came to visit, and then they ended up going to the bath, and they were all fucking... Like,
you're all fucking?
Sensei
Nice.
was like, no, Sensei was like, let's sing in the bath. And then they started singing, and they just fucking went off singing in the bath. It was so funny. I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
Here's what's weird, right? Is that, like, Miyako, like, unlike the other ones when they're drawn, a lot of the time, they're drawn, you know, with their bodies prominent, right? Miyako is one of the only ones where, like, 90% of the time it's just her being a dumbass. Like in the...
Even when she's, like, the hottest one.
It's funny because, like, when the first bath episode, it was like everybody else was like, "Oh, look at their bodies, yeah, and then Miyako's just wide faced in the car and chibi as possible, and I'm like,
well, I think there's something really funny, that you can have where you have like a naked girl there and just don't sexualize her at all, and that bath scene does it a couple points. Like it definitely does sexualize them, but there are times where they are just naked and it just like. Has them there, no clothes on. And, like, I just think that's really funny, right? Like, the idea that you're just going to have this naked girl there.
Hold on.
And not sexualize them.
CRAFTSDWARF.
Is just so funny to me.
CRAFTSDWARF. You hear that?
What's up?
Vindy to confirm that, Hidamari Sketch is feminist? No male gaze?
No. Because I'm saying it's obviously done for, like, comedy. Like, how you're talking about, where it has her there, like, chibi. And I think it's just, like, it is really funny when it does that. Because normally you would get the exact opposite. So when she's just there and her tits are out, but it's not like zooming in on them, and like her and her big tits are both chibi. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's so funny.
Sometimes like I watch this show and I can hear like Ume and like Akiyuki Shinbo just going, oh. And it's like, oh, calm the fuck down. You need to chill. Like they find every chance they get, and I was like, Jesus, you need to chill. You need to chill out.
Before I get on a little bit more breakbang shit, I feel like we haven't talked about Hiro and Sai enough. Like, okay, well, I do like the jokes with Hiro. Like, Mia is so savage to her.
I love it. I love when she started just poking her stomach. It was so funny.
Or, like, another one I like is when they're in Mia's room and, like, a marker hits the ground and it rolls towards Hiro. And she's just like, well, you are sitting there after all. And the Hiro beats her up. Yes, of course.
Oh, wasn't that when, like, wasn't there another one? There was another joke where, like, Miyako says something and Hiro kicks her out of the fucking building. And you just see her outside the window, like, being, let me in.
Yes, they were eating food and I forget exactly what she said. But
I think she asked if it was too many calories or something.
Or
maybe
poked
it
her
was
stomach.
like a
she,
sumo?
like, leaned over and stabbed her son with her finger, and then, like, she kicked her out of the room.
Maybe she just called her heavy, because that was the first, like, the first episode that took place during the summer, right?
No, I think it was like it was like night, because I think that was the one they're talking about, like hot pot, and Miyako brings up like the type of hot pot that sumo wrestler uses, and then Hiro
that was it. Yeah.
And then like later, I forget exactly why, but Hiro leaves herself, so it's like she's outside now because she's sad. Because the part where she got poked in the stomach, that was the first episode of season 2. Because I have the screen caps of it because hold on, because it's just a fucking Mia's dumb fucking face is so funny.
I also love this just line from the opening is so good. My stupidity can't be cured. That's not one of the most fucking relatable things I've ever seen in my life. I don't know
Made
what
for
it is.
you. What?
You're a big guy.
Well, because then the next line is, it's like my stupidity can't be cured, and then I think it's I'm gonna pull up the OP really quickly, because it's like my stupidity can't be cured, and then it's some fucking gay friendship line that God, look at her, she's so stupid. I love her.
I can't believe Yoshinoya Sensei predicted coronavirus.
God, they're so wide.
I can't
And
believe
Sai,
Yoshinoya
I like. So Natsume doesn't like. She gets a lot of good stuff in the later seasons. Like in here, she's just an idiot who, like, she obviously wants to be friends with Sai, but she's so stupid. It doesn't like she's just
super
mean.
gay.
I just love the
She's so gay.
Ojo-sama fucking like way of talking. Like I love her ho 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 laugh.
She does
it's
that
always
fucking
funny.
She buys her fucking novels too.
Yeah, no, she's like the one who gave the fan letter. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so.
She's super horny. Everyone in the show's horny. Holy shit.
Yeah, and she's mad that Sai is gayer for Hiro than she is for Natsume. Like they, I think Yuno's asking around about in season 2. I think it's the preparation for the school festival one, and like. Sai's like, what did I do last year? And she pulls out lilies, and Hiro's just like, lilies. And you don't say.
Sad. Just kiss already, Jesus Christ.
Look, okay, no, I'm after they move out, they live together to go to college in the same city.
Yes.
Different colleges, but they're living together, so they're
yes.
they're,
Do they share a bed or?
that I don't know because I don't think we've seen their place, but like it's I mean hope so. I mean what? I mean but no, it's like well it's funny because like you know, Hiro's like the mother of the apartments inside, so like you know and, like I think there's even a joke where Sai's like talking about like, oh yeah, it's really near this good restaurant, and Hiro's like, oh, we have room on the balcony to dry, you know, we have like their washing machine, and Miyako's just like, man, Sai, you're really lucky to be living with Hiro.
Well, I loved. There was another moment where Hiro was talking about it was the first episode of season 2 because it was their first time meeting them, and Hiro mentions that like she cooks for Sai and she learned new recipes so that she could keep making new food for Sai that I liked a lot.
No, yeah, and the episode they're fighting was good.
Yeah,
Because it's like, yeah. Shit. Oh, the other point, big brain thing, so you could say, is I liked in the pool episode, which you know just had a lot of just fun interactions and stuff. But I like there's the part where like because Yuno can't swim, but then she falls asleep, so they like let her float, and it's like you know one it's like you know it's kind of cute, but also it's like her problems are like self-caused. Like she's so tense that she can't float, but when she relaxes it's fine because that fits her like anxiety and her how she feels like a child. Like those are her you know self like anxieties causing her you know more problems because you know like when she tries like you know because she she acts more like a child because she you know because she thinks she's more like a child. You know, especially I can't think of any scenes from the first 2 seasons that emphasize that, but yeah. Trying to think of other parts I liked because I'm if you guys have any, go for it, even just like jokes or episodes.
I like when she whines.
I mean, I already posted one thing from it, but I like when they go to, like, Sensei notices that their clothes were kind of messed up, you know?
Yes.
And she invites him to their office.
With,
and,
like, words that could totally be misconstrued.
Yeah, she's like, be ready to
else.
strip. And then she puts whatever the fuck this is on Yuno, but then they realize how hard she works at her, you know, there's her in a fucking, some kind of fucking bikini in the background on a poster, but, you know, they can tell how hard she works on her cosplay and stuff.
Yeah,
and
of course
this screenshot's really funny.
Yeah, and at the end she's like, she gives Yuno her ribbon back and gives wording that's also very suspicious, and Yuno doesn't even like say anything. They just like smile at each other, and it's like, it's funny, but it's
there's one more actually Sensei joke I thought of that I fucking loved, but you gotta give me a second.
Go to horny jail.
Go to horny jail.
Are you gonna send Yoshinoya to horny jail?
Yeah.
What?
No, this is just the principal with Yoshinoya Sensei. Every single episode.
Yeah, every time, like I think one of you
Does
guys
he
mentioned
bonk
it
her with
before.
his head instead of with a baseball bat? He's like,
but no,
slams his
every
head into her.
like the way she like like the voice acting is good. Like, you know, when she whines and cries when she's being dragged away, it's like always funny. And there's one I wrote down because it's like they go to the shrine visit towards the end of season 2, maybe at the end, and Mia, like, she pulls out, like, she meant to pull out like a 5-yen coin, but she pulls out a 50-yen instead, and the way she's like crying about it is like funny.
Oh, you reminded me of some other Kino that I wanted to talk about. So first of all, even though I said I liked season 1 more visually, I like season 2 more just because we see the landlady in like every fucking episode, and I love her so much. But I love like before we even see her really, one of the first things we hear about her is the story of Miyako's apartment, where it's that she was doing the repairs herself and didn't finish them, and so she leaves the repairs kind of haphazard and has the apartment priced cheaper to show that, like, even people who maybe don't have a lot of money can follow their dreams.
Right.
I fucking loved.
Yes, which of course is, yeah, that's why because Mia is definitely poor. Like, I love the fucking joke in the pool episode where she's remembering when she learned how to swim, and she's like, you know, the boat went down. Man, the sky was so blue that day. I can never quite capture that color. And Hiro and Sarah are like, hold the fuck up, go back. Like, it's just so funny.
This is so sad.
Yeah, that was great. I just love her thing. I love she works a bunch of part-time jobs. I love the joke of her constantly trying to give up smoking and never actually doing it. I love every time she's the principal always like thanks her, and she's so clearly uncomfortable about it.
When the one where he like jumps over the fence and like the Sakuga goes,
God.
holy shit.
Just sit and go, thank you. It's so funny.
Like, he, like, slides on his knees for a second before jumping up, and it's like, what the fuck, Shaft? What are you doing?
Yeah. Oh, I remember the other Sensei thing I want to talk about, which is the fact that she sent she sent a different fucking New Year's card.
You guys have said that, like, 3 times now.
We have? Okay, well.
Yeah. Sorry.
I kind of just, like, space out when WattheWut opens his mouth, honestly. I start
fair.
convulsing, and I just can't think anymore. So that's my bad.
Shut up, you dumb whore.
What? What were we talking about?
You.
Hmm?
We're talking about this. Like, we're talking about if this show's better than Toradora or not.
Wait, what? I haven't seen Toradora. I can't join in this discussion.
Is this show better than Toradora?
I'm gonna kill WattheWut.
Is this show better than
But
Toradora?
yeah,
Answer me.
I feel like we're about done. Like, we're winding down, you know? Cause, like, you know, I keep thinking of stuff, but it's also from later in the show, so it's like, well, you know, I've already mentioned scenes and characters and, like, you know, stuff from even after the anime, because I think season 3 and 4 adds a lot, you know, because, you know, like, and, you know, just more time with these characters in general, but also, you know, like, you have the graduation, you have 2 new characters who kind of, like, yeah, they, like, Yuno being a senpai, but also still having her, like, you know, anxiety about being childish, like, that's a thing that gets touched on, and it's there's some good ass shit. So we might do like an extracurricular when you guys finish it, if we where we just, because I'm gonna keep rewatching it at just like 1 episode a day probably until now that we've recorded, and just go through seasons 3 and 4, and then whenever we all finish it, maybe we'll just talk about it again.
Well, I think we'll talk about it till you watch SAO, so.
Yeah.
I will this year. I have like 4 other things to finish before I can even think about it. So, I'll watch SAO. God damn it.
It's so sad. Can't believe it.
Oh, I didn't even talk about, well, because I already kind of did a video on it, but I did want to talk about like why season 1 of episode 1 of season 2 what had some of my favorite shit was when I just to sort of reiterate some points from the video, like the school is presented in a different way with like really strong like contrast and lighting, because it feels more alien to Yuno because she's afraid of it, you know. And then like the scene where she gets her nickname and because you know she's been shown in the dark room, and then it just opens up, and I'm pretty sure I cried a little bit. What was the wait? I think there was a specific moment. Oh, and the moment I cried, definitely. I think that I don't remember crying at before was at the end of the season 2, where you know, they come back after New Year's, and Yuno says she's home, to her friends because. Anyway, yeah, I think we're about done.
Well,
so...
yeah.
I think there's like there was one more thing. I think there was one more thing I wanted to say, and I was thinking about it just now and trying to talk and stall as I try to think about what it was specifically. And so the Hidamari Apartments sign on the outside, like the first episode was all about. Was it the first episode or the second episode that was all about that?
It was one of the earlier episodes. So when they made the
because that was when Yoshinoya Sensei was flashing people with their.
It was episode 2. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
So they were like drawing it and like Hidamari. Why were they the ones like? Was the landlord just like make new sign?
Yeah, she just asked them and they just did it.
Yeah, it's because it's like
great episode by the way.
The first 4 are like representative of each of them, and then the last one is like the apartment is like all of them. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Miyako's stupid. It made it just fucking like splashed yellow all over that shit.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. That was it. Final thoughts. If you skip to this point, the show sucks and I hate it. And if you think the show is good, you should kill yourself. You should kill yourself and find more feminist shows.
Okay. Anyway, so I give both seasons a 10. It just like this is my 4th time watching it, and it's a show that the more you watch it, the more you the more time you spend with the characters, the more you're gonna enjoy. Assuming you just I feel like you have to like it on some level from the get go, But I just I continue to notice more little details. Visually, season 1 is one of the most visually interesting things I've ever seen. I just love the characters. Yunochi is just one of my all-time favorite characters. I have 2 videos on the show. One of them is dated, but there still have some good points on it. One of them is still really good. I love it a lot. Vindy.
I give both seasons an 8. Because I think season 1 I liked more visually, but I think season 2 had more landlady who I liked a lot. And I think I just probably overall enjoyed the episodes in season 2 more. So, hello?
Did you hear what laugh or?
Yeah.
Fucking.
Alright, I guess I said something egregious.
You said that was the most Vindy reasoning ever. Like, I thought you were gonna say, I like the first episode for its aesthetics, I like season 2 for a lot more of the character stuff. But no, your ass said, I like season 1 for the visuals, and 2 because the hot lady was there.
No, I also said I liked the episodes more.
Well, Vindy, season maybe 4 too, but 3 has the best landlady stuff. So just saying. No, yeah, 3 and 4 it definitely has the best landlady stuff.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good show. I'm excited to keep watching it. Hopefully not at an insanely quick pace, so I can relax more. And
appreciate it more. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny to me on What the What coming in this episode like I'm not gonna have anything to say. I'm not gonna talk. Fucking did shut his mouth all episode. Like holy shit.
Anyway, what your final thoughts? Or are you gonna keep laughing at nothing?
7. Both seasons are 7. I like them. They're good. They're both good.
What is he laughing at?
You know what I'm laughing at. Because Vindy's monkey ass was like, I like this show because they have a lady.
That's not what I said at all. I like Sigmund Lady.
So I gave both seasons a 7. I like it. I might need to rewatch it eventually down the line to appreciate it more. But yeah, this is a good show. Go watch it. It has Shaft. It have girls I want to put my Shaft in. What? I didn't say anything. Akiyuki Shinbo, you're horny.
You.
Umi Sensei, you're super horny. Also, you're on the roof for every single episode. Everybody's horny. CRAFTSDWARF'S horny. Vindy's horny. I'm horny. Everybody's horny. Just kidding. I'm not horny because I've never been horny in my life.
Well, that will do it.
Make sure, again, this is a patron pick, so if you want to make us watch another show.
If you want What the What to not watch the next show, you pay money for him to watch.
If it's cross-arms, then I will fucking give it I'll watch it twice. I'll watch it twice before we have to record.
I mean, going by the current pattern, it's going to be Vindy who doesn't finish
it. He
so.
won't watch Cross-Ange because he's a fucking pig.
It's okay because I've already seen all of Cross-Ange, so I don't have to watch it. That's already my defense for when I don't finish.
Scumbag Vindy.
Scumbag Vindy.
Alright.
I can't believe it.
Anyway, thanks for watching.
Already seen it.
Scumbag
Alright,
Vindy.
so-
CRAFTSDWARF, come here for a second. Come here.
What?
So, don't tell Vindy, but I'm not actually leaving the podcast. I actually made a
I
new
don't believe
podcast with me and you.
Because you're gonna leave when I kill you.
No. So, well, you can't kill me, but I actually made a new podcast with just me and you. I already put in the LLC, right? And
Sad.
we're getting ready for it. You down? What are you talking about, Vindy? What are you talking about? I didn't say anything. What do you think, CRAFTSDWARF? What do you think?
Suck my dick with what?
God damn it. Shit guy CRAFTSDWARF. I hope your birthday sucked.
Oh. You're gonna make me cry.
Good, little bitch.
If I wanted to cry, I'd just watch more Hidamari Sketch. Oh
Cry
no,
what,
that's
cry out
right.
of your dick?
I kept a count. No, I mean I kept a count of like season 1 maybe like well up with emotions 5 times, like strong emotions. I got teary eyes 7 times through both seasons, and I cried like fully like once in season 2 from I think at the end. Though I've cried before from but episode 1 got me teary eyed. Yeah, but anyway, I kept count because I was curious as to if I would like because I know the last episode destroys me every time, like the whole way through almost. But anyway, we're done. I'm gonna stop recording.
I hate everything.